Welcome back to this week's episode of Unlocked. Last week we had Nanny, and this week, well, introduce yourself.
You got me. Person that shows up every 4 months to save your views.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that what it is?
That's exactly what it is.
Okay, yeah, we got Grayson. And too, y'all, we are dying here in Nashville of allergies. It is wild.
I got my flu game going like Jordan right now.
What the heck is that?
It's okay, don't worry about it.
What does that even mean?
Jordan played a game with the flu. It's too much to explain.
Okay, well, I mean, you don't have the flu. You just have allergies, but we'll go with that.
I do feel like Jordan a lot of the time, though.
What?
Don't worry about it.
I don't even get, like, how you operate through life.
I don't either.
It's wild.
Surprised they're letting me in school.
Yeah, no. You're a smart kid.
Depends on the day.
No, it depends on how much effort you put into it. Because what kills me is your laziness and lack of effort that you put into things.
I don't have laziness.
Yes, you do have laziness.
On what?
Grayson, you don't get up when your alarm clock goes off.
I was sick this morning. That doesn't count.
No, it's every morning.
I do get up.
How do you expect to go to college when you won't wake up?
Because I will.
No, you won't.
I will.
Our biggest argument in our household right now is he wants to go to college in January, and I'm saying no. Not happening.
In my defense, one of my parents is telling me yes. One of my parents is telling me no. Mom said somebody's going to be pissed off either way, so you need to go.
That's exactly what she said.
Yeah.
All right, then I will confront her with it.
She's been waiting for you to.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. If you want to go to college in January, then
I know. I get
figure it out.
That's what I plan on doing.
Okay.
Figure it out.
Because you figured it out by yourself this far.
No, I won't say by myself.
Yeah, exactly. You want to go to college so you can party.
My whole thing is this. If that's what you're riding on.
Yeah.
Do you think from January to August I'm going to change my mind?
You're going to have some more time to
my thing is this.
Get a job.
Do this entire thing. First of all, I've been working since I was 6 years old.
Okay.
But do this entire thing. You have yet to give me one single reason how it will negatively affect me.
I've told you.
Not you.
You're not mature enough.
That's what you think.
You're not mature. Let me finish.
I'm putting myself back where I should be. Because I should be a senior right now.
No.
Yes, I would. Because
Grayson, you were held back at 4 years old.
But I should be a senior.
You don't get to. No, you were a preemie baby.
If I was, that didn't matter. If I wasn't held back at 4 years old, then I would be a senior, right?
Grayson.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
Stop with attitude because it doesn't come across well. You going into school halfway through the year is not good.
My thing is, I wish sometimes you would let me learn my own mistakes.
But so you want to learn your own mistakes, but me pay for it.
Let me ask you this. At the end of the day, I'm still. Let me ask you this. I'm still getting it done. But just like you learned from your own mistakes, what did you do at 17?
I moved out on my own.
You moved out. You went off to college.
Okay, well then guess what? The best lesson I learned, I do regret it.
If you regret that, then let me learn the hard way.
But okay, by you learning the hard way, just so you know.
With you know why I want to go early?
Yeah, why?
Because I don't have to hear about mom and dad every day. That doesn't have to be a normal thing for me. I'm gonna have my own life. I'm gonna be doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna know what I'm doing each weekend.
So what? You just think you're going to act like other people in our family and just
because nobody in our family has finished college.
First off, you don't get to throw jabs at me like that.
I'm not throwing it at you, but I'm saying
you're
talking about Chase.
I'm not talking about anybody. I'm financially doing better than most people with a college degree.
Everybody in our family. And I haven't said that. But what I'm saying is, for 16 years, I didn't want to go. I thought it was stupid. I thought there was no point. I told Dad I wasn't going. Now I've decided to go. And I've heard people argue about kids taking a gap year and then going. I've never heard somebody argue about going early.
You want to go for all the wrong reasons, which is my issue.
That's not true. That's what you think.
You want to go, Grayson.
But
you want to go so you can go to football games and so you can party. And so you can't even get up. It would be different if you could keep your room clean, if you could get up to an alarm clock, if like you're wanting to go to college, but you can't even do the basic bare minimum.
But I will be able to when it's just up to me. When I have to do it.
That's not.
Yes, I will.
Then that's a very selfish mentality.
It's not a selfish mentality, but
it's very selfish. If you're sitting here saying that I'll do it when I need to.
That's not true. I've been good about it recently. Ever since you got mad at me, I've been down there when she was there.
I want parents' advice on whether they let their child go early or go when they were supposed to go. Because you're wanting to go, it would be different if you said, hey, this is what I want to do with my life. All that I've heard you talk about is...
What did I tell you the other day?
And...
What did I tell you I wanted to be the other day? That I got on a call with Lee to talk about and talk to 2 other people about. That I want to be a sports agent. But she didn't listen to that. And I told you I'm majoring in business and minoring in sports management. So I do have a plan. I already have an internship set up with Lee at WME in their sports section. So I do have a plan. That's what I want to do.
Okay.
This is more of an off-camera conversation than an on-camera conversation.
Well, it's just we're not going to agree with it.
We're not going to.
Fine, then I will let you learn from your own mistakes.
This is me.
And just when you learn from your own mistakes, that means you learn from your own mistakes. You don't get help. Right. It will be just like I did with Dad. I did it all on my own.
But it's not the same.
It is the same.
It's not, though.
It is.
It's not. It's not. You and I both know it's not. You and I both know it's not.
Yeah. Why should I have to subsidize something I don't agree with?
I literally said when I walked in here, this was going to be the conversation.
Who got us here? I can't remember.
She did.
You wore an Alabama shirt, so technically you did.
That is a very manipulative way to twist that. Just because I wore an it doesn't have...
You sparked the topic of conversation.
It doesn't have January in fine print on the front of it.
You sparked the conversation by wearing an Alabama shirt.
Just like I said yesterday, we're not going to agree on this. So.
No, we're not. We're not going to agree on this, so therefore we're going to agree to disagree. And like you said, you're almost 18, so you can make your own decisions, and that's what you will have to do. And I'm not going to worry about it anymore.
But the issue is that it is not the same thing as what you went through. The whole reason that Dad cut you off was not because you went to college early. He cut you off because
I made a decision, just like you were saying.
You made a decision.
Learn from your own
and you
mistakes.
learned from your own mistakes.
Exactly. So but it's still mistakes.
I'm not going chasing a specific girl. But my point is whether I go to Alabama or I go to Ole Miss or I go to Coastal Carolina, what's the common denominator there? What's there? Girls. So it doesn't matter where I go. That's going to happen.
Yeah, but you have a party mindset.
My mindset is if I want to be there and have fun, I have to do good enough to stay there. Because if I don't do good enough to stay there, I can't do all that party stuff. They're going to kick my ass out.
I
don't think it's fair for you to say, I'm not helping you with anything. Figure it out just because you don't.
How is that not fair? How is that not fair?
Have you not complained about Dad doing that to you?
But guess what? I understand it. Why should I have to be resentful of like giving my money to things I don't agree with?
But it's not the same situation. I'm not asking you to pay for it. I haven't asked you to pay for it. But when it comes to helping me find a place, helping me do stuff like that, What are you going to do?
You can live on campus the first year.
What are you going to do? Just sit there and let me hang high and dry until I figure it out? Is that what you're going to do?
Grayson, first off, your attitude right now is I
haven't raised my voice one time.
You're raising it right now.
I'm not co-signing.
I haven't raised my voice one time.
It's your tone and the way that you are raising your voice. You are.
Aaron, what else are we going to talk about? Because we're never going to agree on this.
So let's move on. I'm trying to think. Okay, so Nanny just came on and dude, we were sitting talking about all the things that Dad did, and then we were telling the stories about how we would go over there. I would sneak out. I would
See, and I've never done that. I just ask if I can go do things.
Grayson, you just haven't gotten caught.
No, I swear to God on Mama's life, may her die right now, I've never just snuck out. I've always been allowed to do what I wanted to do. And I was always too afraid of Dad to get caught.
Okay.
And with you, I don't sneak out. I just ask you if I can go do stuff.
Yeah. But also it's not like I let you be out till
No, but I also I don't really want to.
Yeah, I
like to stay home and play the game and talk to my friends.
That's good. That's good. I have reasonable boundaries and rules. This episode of Unlocked is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Most of you listening right now are probably multitasking. Yep, while you're listening to me talk, you're probably also driving, cleaning, exercising, or maybe even grocery shopping. But if you're not in some kind of moving vehicle, there's something else you can be doing right now. Getting an auto quote from Progressive Insurance. It's easy, and you could save money by doing it right from your phone. Drivers who save by switching to Progressive save nearly $750 on average, and auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Discounts for having multiple vehicles on your policy, being a homeowner, and more. So just like your favorite podcast, Progressive will be with you 24/7, 365 days a year, so you're protected no matter what. Multitask right now. Quote your car insurance at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, national average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June of 2022 and May of 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations. Apartments.com has more rental listings than anywhere else, so finding the perfect place is easier than ever, and so is finally moving in together. Just the two of you. It's a big step, I know. Lots of new responsibilities, lots of adjustments. Most likely, they'll wake you up at odd hours to go to the bathroom, and you'll most definitely find yourself in trouble coming home late for dinner. They might even unroll all your toilet paper next time. It's just what happens when you two find a new place together. But you're not doing it because you feel like it. No, you're doing it because you love them, because they're family. And that's why Apartments.com has the most pet-friendly rental listings on the internet, so that you and your furry family can find the perfect new place together. Apartments.com, the place to find a pet-friendly place. Ladies, imagine a bra that you actually want to wear. You probably can't think of one unless you already own Honey Love. Today's sponsor, Honey Love, has revolutionized the bra game. Say goodbye to underwire and bulky fabrics that trap heat. Honey Love's bras feature supportive bonding that eliminates the need for underwire without sacrificing lift. They're made with fabric that's so soft it feels like a second skin. You'll immediately feel and see the difference. It's so next level comfortable, you'll forget that you're even wearing it. Plus, my weight fluctuates, and when my weight fluctuates, my bra sizes fluctuate. And that's where Honey Love has been a game changer for me. Let's face it, it's time to spring clean your bra drawer. For a limited time only, you can get Honey Love on sale. Get 20% off your entire order with our exclusive link, honeylove.com/unlocked. Support our show and check them out at honeylove.com/unlocked. There is a sibling dynamic of just obviously we're not going to cover for each other if it's putting our lives at risk.
No, but if it's something little, there's no point.
There's no point. That's what siblings do. Siblings cover for each other, and it's just little white lies. Oh, is so-and-so home? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're asleep.
They're asleep. I forgot. What was it one time? Didn't you have to get me on like a 3-way call? Like, because Dad was like, where's Savannah? Yeah. And you're like, oh, she's in bed. And he was like, take the phone to her. And then somehow you like got me on another phone. And I was like, I'm in bed. What do you need? The things we have done.
I've done that so many times. Or like having to lay clothes out, so when you got back, you put them on and then got in bed, and it looked like you were in bed for all night.
You did, didn't you? Oh my gosh. That is, because remember Dad was going to come over to my house.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I forgot about that. What was I doing?
You weren't answering.
What was I doing?
I don't know.
I was out.
God only knows.
I was out with someone, somewhere. Who knows?
There's no talent.
There's no talent. I want to, honestly, Grayson, with our relationship, it has got to be weird for y'all because.
No, it is. Because I still look at you as my sister.
Well, of course.
And then you tell me something, I'm like,
well, yeah.
She tell me to do that. Like,
well, because
and then I remember that like you're technically like my parent at the time. So.
Yeah, but it still has to be weird for y'all because like we've always been close, but obviously you didn't know like all the ins and outs. So like me dating and me like that has to be weird for y'all.
How our relationship has changed.
Well, say that again.
That's how our relationship has changed.
What about it?
You've turned into more of the parent. It's like there's certain things that I would do.
Yeah.
For example, if you weren't my parent, you would be like, go. Considering the fact that you are my parent, you have a different outlook on it.
Well, yeah, because you have to have some discipline. Like, I can't be the cool, fun sister. I really get the shit end of the deal over here because I have to be the bad guy while everyone else gets to be the fun one.
And with mom and dad could get away with being the bad guy because then you have mom.
Yeah.
But now it's just you. You're just the bad guy.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Robert's kind of the good guy, but...
Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah. So I have to be the one to like put the hammer down and have, but rarely do I do that.
But I worry about making decisions, especially recently, that could not ruin our relationship, but definitely hurt it for a little bit.
In what way?
What we just talked about. I talked to mom on the phone. I was like, I'm worried, like, I know I need to make the decision, but like I don't want like Savannah to like not speak to me for like 6 months because of it.
Well, I'm never gonna not speak to you because that I would rather like disagree with you in a conversation than not speak.
Yeah, but I know how Dad was. Like, Dad could like not speak to you for like 3 months.
Yeah, but that was also Dad's.
And especially with how we are.
Yeah.
Like this is all we have.
Yeah.
So then it's like,
yeah, but that was Dad's own trauma.
Really am figuring it out on my own.
That was Dad's own trauma and stuff that he had to work through. But I'm never going to not speak to you. I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to like not like what you have to say. But like I still love you. I'm still going to be here.
Yeah.
I just may not like it. So you can't be afraid of making decisions, but you also have to make mature decisions.
And I feel like in my way, I feel like I am. Because I truly believe that if I waited that long, it wouldn't go. Because if I did what you want me to do, which, I mean, it's a smart idea, which is work, get my real estate license, work with you, I would look at it and be like, I have this going. What's the point of me going? Like, if I'm working at this, making money, what's the point? Put it all on pause and then go? There's no point.
Yeah.
And I mean, crap, if I take a week off of school, I don't want to do it. Let alone 8 months.
But that's like saying, oh, I'm off for summer, so I'm not going to go back next year.
No, it's different when you have a choice. Like, that's my choice if I want to go or not.
Okay.
Now, like, if I have summer, I know I've got to go back. Like, I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
But with that, I'll have a choice if I want to go or not. And if I know it's my choice, I'll be like, what's the point? And that this way, I would graduate in December and then start right in January. So I'm not going to have that time to think about it like, I'm not going. Because I know I need to do it and I want to do it, but I really don't think I would go. So it wouldn't make sense to me.
But it would.
Because I would be leaving making money to go to school and then have to come back and do it again. Why would I not just stay and keep that going and make it bigger?
Yeah.
Instead of leaving for 4 years.
Okay.
And another thing is,
you do have a valid point.
And like I know it's not your traditional job, but I mean, you know better than anybody.
Yeah.
Been working since I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
To have 4 years not having to do that because I did that. Like, don't get me wrong, I know I'm gonna have to do it again.
Yeah.
In my life. Like, I'm not in denial like some people.
No, you are very much like, you want to be successful. You want to work hard. It's just this little area of, and two, I feel like a lot of mine comes from fear of not wanting you to make the wrong decision.
And I get that. And I know you don't want me to leave, but like I said earlier, like, I know I'm going to make mistakes. I'm smart. I'm not the smartest person in the world.
But there are some mistakes that
can
are
ruin your life.
Lifelong.
But I feel
mistakes.
like I understand that more than you think I do. I feel like I understand that way more than you think I do. Because I understand that the person that's affecting is me.
Yeah.
So of course I'm going to be scared of it more than anybody else.
Well, yeah, like going out here, getting a chick pregnant.
Yeah. No, thank
drinking and driving.
Clearly, I know not to do stuff like that. But like, also, what you understand is I'm more afraid of that than you are. I don't want to be a dad. I don't want to get in trouble for doing something stupid. Like, I would rather walk 6 miles than risk that.
Yeah. Because then the rest of your life is like over. So I think what I'm having a hard time with is knowing that I'm not going to have control over decisions that you make that could potentially ruin the rest of your life.
That's exactly what I thought. And that's completely valid, but I've got to leave at some point. And
yeah, but like,
you've got to, and here's the thing, like, I'm not going to go here and do stupid stuff. Like, I know I talk about it all the time, but I'm probably not going to do that as much as I think I'm going to. I'm also the type of person that will go sit in a baseball game by myself and sit and watch it.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go sit in a basketball game by myself and go sit and watch it.
Yeah.
Like, I also understand that I've got to do stuff and keep my stuff in order to be able to do stuff.
What is life? What is life?
And I understand it's probably harder now because of our situation.
Well, yeah, because we look at it, and too, the more outspoken I am, the more it pisses the government off. I know it firsthand. I already see things unraveling that shouldn't be unraveling because I'm speaking out about things that are very justifiable. Like, I'm standing up for what's right, and so therefore I'm being attacked. And I know they would love nothing more than to see, oh, Grayson Chrisley did this or that, or people love our downfall.
Dad always told me, and it's burned into my brain, if you're with a group of people, somebody in that group gets in trouble, you're going to be the one that's up there.
Yeah, without a doubt.
If you realize, I don't have 20, 30 friends.
Good. Neither do I.
I have two that I hang out with. But that's really all. But I know that. So if I'm ever in a situation where something could happen, I just leave.
Yeah.
And get myself out of it.
Okay. Well, see, look, we kind of like came around a little bit on a conversation.
I feel like you and I solve stuff better when neither one of us is yelling. Yeah,
no kidding. That's why you were just yelling. And I was like, stop yelling. That's communication.
But also, you're a lot like Dad. If it's not your opinion, how you want it, at the time frame you want it, you don't like it.
That's not true. That is not true.
Everybody says that you are a carbon copy of Todd.
That is not true. You just have to think of things that we have been through.
No, I know. And
that
I get
allow us to
from.
see things different.
And I'm not saying you're wrong for where you're coming from. But my whole point is the fears you have now are not going to change from January to August.
Well, maybe you grow up a little bit more.
Not really. But the fear, you're still going to...
Not really.
You're still going to have the same fears from January to August.
Okay, but...
It's not going to change those fears.
This episode of Unlocked is brought to you by BetterHelp. You guys know I've spoken about BetterHelp time and time and time again, and that's because I am a firm believer in their product. I mean, BetterHelp is absolutely amazing, and it's all online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you do is just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. I don't know about you, but 2024 has started off with quite a bang. And for me, being a single parent, single income household, trying to deal with finances, kids, my own personal mental health, it's all been a huge challenge. I am not going to lie. And that is where therapy and BetterHelp has come into play, because I have started to realize that if I am not my best self possible, then how in the heck am I going to be able to operate? So that's where I turn to BetterHelp. Let's face it, you've got Valentine's coming around the corner, and if you don't have someone, that's okay. You can become your own soulmate, whether you're looking for one or not. You can visit betterhelp.com/Savannah today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Savannah. Apartments.com has more rental listings than anywhere else, so finding the perfect place is easier than ever, and so is finally moving in together. Just the two of you. It's a big step, I know. Lots of new responsibilities, lots of adjustments. Most likely, they'll wake you up at odd hours to go to the bathroom, and you'll most definitely find yourself in trouble coming home late for dinner. They might even unroll all your toilet paper next time. It's just what happens when you two find a new place together. But you're not doing it because you feel like it. No, you're doing it because you love them, because they're family. And that's why Apartments.com has the most pet-friendly rental listings on the internet, so that you and your furry family can find the perfect new place together. Apartments.com, the place to find a pet-friendly place. I hope you know, just because you're going to, if you go to college a semester early, that doesn't mean you're gonna stay a semester later.
Oh, I know. I know that. That would make sense. I couldn't.
No, but what I'm saying is you're not going to drag a 4-year plan into 5 years.
Oh, I know. I want to, but I know it won't.
Yeah, no, that's not happening at all.
No.
So just to make that clear. So we have it here on Unlocked with Savannah.
I know that, but I know. I feel like you have very valid reasons, and I also have very valid reasons.
Huh?
But I don't feel like it'll ever be something that we completely agree on.
Well, no.
But I feel like it's kind of got to be just an agreement of like, I don't completely agree with this, but this is what you're going to do, then I'm going to be there for you. But
well, of course I'm going to be there for you. Like,
I just don't want it to be this. I don't feel like it needs to be this huge argument. Like, there's no point. Nothing's going to be solved by that. It doesn't need to be this whole big deal of like, hey, you're going 8 months earlier, so I'm going to like be pissed off at you for it. That's not like, that doesn't make sense.
Okay, calm it.
I'm just saying, like, it just.
Sometimes it pisses me off how rational you are.
My whole thing is like, I feel like the reason I kind of got pissed off is because like, you let me take the classes to graduate early.
No, I told you couldn't. And then you went ahead and did it anyway.
That actually, you were all, tell me if I'm wrong, probably a couple months ago, you were all for me graduate early.
No, I was not.
You said, you literally asked my teacher to get a list together. Is there any way he could get done early?
Yes, but that was for other reasons.
And so I thought you were all for it. But you let me do it. And then you were like, you're not going. I'm like, Okay, then what was the point? Because, like...
Well, you are going to...
The good thing is we don't have to make a decision until August 1st. So.
Okay. Well, good thing is we're not making a decision until then. So, we've got some time. Why are you looking at me like that?
Just so we got time.
Yeah, well, we do. When do you have to have your applications in?
August 1st. You got time to change my mind.
Oh, gotcha. That's fine. So we're kind of at our, we've had a little bit more of a rational conversation. We're at where we're at. I want to hear people's experiences of who've gone to college like in January versus the fall, like normal people. And
nothing we've done is ever normal.
No, we're like,
why break it up now?
Because maybe that's why our life has just been a big shit fest.
Why make things normal now?
Maybe that's why our life has been a big shit fest, because we have not done anything normal.
I don't like normal.
What?
I don't like normal.
Well, I would say I like normal, but I go from the furthest.
We've never experienced normal.
No, not at all. Not at all. And I look at my decisions and I'm like, yeah, I should.
Probably could have made a better decision on that one.
Yeah.
I do that every day.
Yeah. So it's tough being like sister and then having to be a parental figure.
Yeah.
And then.
Because at first I was like, dude, you're still my sister. Like, come on now.
Oh, yeah. No, the other thing I was going to say is it probably does have to be weird, too, for y'all to like watch me date. Like, that has to be weird.
Yeah.
Like, that has to be really weird.
It's so weird for you to date somebody that I like.
Why?
Not used to that.
That's not true.
I put on a show.
That's not true.
I put on a show for a lot of it. For a lot of them.
I will never forget Chloe looking at me and she was like, Sassy, come on. You got to pick one of them.
Yeah. You have made some questionable decisions.
What do you mean?
You've made some decisions where it looks like you were doing them a favor by dating them.
Grayson, don't say that. And too, y'all, I've done a really good job at keeping my dating life very quiet. So I have dated some people that nobody know about that clearly kids don't agree with.
No, not at all. I don't know what.
Okay, what have I taught you, or what have you learned through my dating experiences?
Try them out till you find one you like. That's what I've learned.
I mean,
it's like ice cream.
You got
try a flavor till you like it.
So, I mean, what? You've got a date to know what you like and you don't like.
Yeah, you're right, but at the same time, like...
What? But, like...
You used to date like 4 people at the same time.
That's
Your
not...
birthday, there's like 17 things of flowers from like different people. I was like, who's this one from?
Okay, well, that was like, a year ago. And it's, I mean, it just is like, what? There's options. And as long as you, don't take anything too serious, we're okay.
That's a way to put it.
You gotta know what you like and what you don't like. And too, anyone can like fake it for a year. 6 months to a year, like anyone can fake it. So you gotta make sure, like, hey, if this don't work out, we got this.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. That's definitely what a good person would say.
Grayson, I'm messing with you. I'm like playing along with, I mean, kinda, but like.
You're not. So see you do it.
Well, I had to figure out what worked and what didn't, what I liked and what I didn't like. That's the thing. It's like people think. And too, I hate the double standard for like guys and girls, because if a girl does it, she's a hoe. If a guy does it, he's cool.
If a lock opens many keys, it's a pretty shitty lock. If a key opens a bunch of locks, that's a pretty amazing key. You know what I mean? Like,
what did you just say?
If a lock opens to many keys, that's a shitty lock. But if the key opens many locks, that's a pretty amazing key.
Wow. Tell us how you really feel. I would love to see what Aaron's thoughts are right
I
now.
missed the beginning, but I can tell this is interesting. What did you say, Gray?
She said she hates the double standard of.
He literally said, because we were talking about me dating, and he said, dating. I said, what have you learned from my dating experiences? And he said, it was like ice cream or something.
I said, it's like ice cream. Taste one till you like it. But I also said a lock that opens to many keys is shitty lock. Key that opens many locks is a pretty amazing key. So. So I'm saying.
You also, if we're talking about ice cream, Savannah's probably also told you that the expiration date doesn't mean much.
No. Does not.
Y'all, the expiration date is referred to as dating age. My thing is, oh my gosh, I think I just sent you this on Instagram
12
yesterday.
12 years older than you, 12 years younger than your mom.
Hey, I sent this on Instagram. When I pop out with this 60-year-old, just know I tried my best with you
You've
young
gotten
ones.
pretty damn close. You've stuck up on 60 before.
You're a liar. That is not true.
It is true.
So is this just roast Savannah podcast now?
Sorry, but like.
It's true.
Y'all.
It's unlocked.
Kevin Costner, there's still a chance for you. Okay. You're about to get a lot of lovers and a lot of haters for your comment that you just made about locks and mini locks and little locks and whatever you just said.
I really don't care. They can say what they want. I'm so tired of listening to comments and DMs from some keyboard warrior.
I thought my dating experiences would have taught you some like life-changing monumental things.
Did it just taught me how to hide stuff better.
What? Taking that part out, you're gonna get my ass in some hot water. Damn.
Dude, you should be.
Well, Grayson, you're saved by the bell. It's time to pick up Chloe.
You're gonna have to cut out 90% of this episode
not.
anyway.
Well, wait, we gotta end it. We gotta close it.
Let's go.
All right, yeah, just get up. All right, thank you. And that's a wrap on today's episode of Unlocked with Savannah. All right, guys, I'm sitting here with Hannah Jones today. This is a bit of a plot twist because Hannah was kind enough to come and just help us today, whatever we needed with filming the podcast. And, well, 11 o'clock rolled around and our first guest wasn't here yet. So we were like, all right, give him 15 minutes. Still wasn't here. Give him 30, 45 minutes. Still wasn't here. So now we've got Hannah.
And guys, I want to emphasize, that's Hollywood. And I keep looking at the camera and making direct eye contact. And once I started, I found it hard to stop. But you got to be ready to go. Certainly, I maybe would have chosen a different blouse with less volume. But I hope that you guys out there really see it for what it is.
See it for what it is.
A woman here for you. I'm sorry I cut you off.
A woman here for you. I love the blouse.
Thank you.
It looks great. Okay, so what brought you to LA?
So the path to LA was not really a straight line because if you had told me even like 3 years ago, it's like, you're going to end up in LA. I'm like, listen. Like I was in Chicago doing comedy and loving it there. But I said, when I leave, because I knew at some point it's like, you pick a coast. And for me, it's like, oh, I'm going to be in New York. Like I knew I wasn't going to be Eloise at the Plaza, but let's say kind of Eloise of the subway system. Like just a sweet little rat girl, just doing what she has to do and just on the scene having fun.
But hey, Eloise Plaza sounds pretty great.
Eloise at the Plaza is very great, but if I'm kind of like, okay, let's take a moment, let's go internal, we're not to the Plaza point yet. We just might be at a different part of the island.
Okay.
But I'm good with that because I just like, I love New York. I'm in it with New York. But then kind of COVID hit and everything we were doing in Chicago was like done for 2 years. And the places that we like came up in and took classes and hung out closed for good. So it was like, all right, what do we do now? And then a bunch of me and my friends lost our jobs because COVID, because we're not able to be in the office.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, now what do we do? And it's like, I was like, okay, I'm going to find a job that I hate less than the old one. And then I really sat down and I was like, that's the bar? Like the standard is less bad than before. So I was like, okay, what do I really want? Who can I talk to? And my old landlord, I knew marginally. I literally never met her in person, but I knew she was in LA and was doing something entertainment.
Yeah.
So I just messaged her and I was like, hey, I know it's been a long time. I hope you're doing great. I'd love to buy you a cup of coffee and pick your brain if you have some time. And she went, I won't hear if you buy me a cup of coffee, but I'd love to talk. And we just talked about LA and the possibilities out here. And I guess I'd only talked about LA with New York people. Okay. So I had a very skewed perspective of LA. And she just was like, listen, you're at a point in your life where you have the freedom to come check it out. Like maybe you come and you hate it. Maybe you come and you see something happening here. So I came out and I was lucky enough that a bunch of Chicago friends also moved at the same time.
That's awesome.
So like, I think the things that people struggle with in LA is feeling disconnected and so spread out. And also that there are some people that are just fake. And I'm like, I've known these people for 4 years. They're funny. They're smart. I love them. And it's like built in. And so that was just like, okay, I can see myself being here.
That's amazing.
So I think everyone's like, Chicago, the weather, that's so hard. And like, yes, sometimes you find a way through it. But there was a time that it was the first year I was there. So I'm like, okay, trying to get an idea of how to work things. And then the polar vortex came and it was negative 56 degrees. And everyone's like, I'm so upset. I can't leave home. And I'm like, listen, I don't have my laptop, so I physically can't work for 2 days.
Oh.
No, I'm feeling good about this. Okay. That was a positive.
Okay.
No, I'm like, okay, working from home without working, like I'm doing what needs to be done here. And I really was having so much fun just letting my little ADHD brain kind of lead me wherever it goes, which was great. And then at about 36 hours, I was like, oh, this has been some time. And I've been talking to exclusively myself for a minute here. And I remembered that I had, at this point, I dabbled in the wig space. Not like every day, but I love, like, if people are being a sexy cat, like, I was Skittles Pucks, and people are eating Skittles off my face, and I have a short, red, afro-type situation. Okay. And so, just a different angle, but I'm having fun with it. It's feeling right. It's feeling good. But I was like, right, to each their own. And so I put this wig on, and I'm like, but maybe this wig is not Skittles Pucks. Maybe this wig is Annie.
Stop.
Maybe I have to be Annie. Maybe I've already been Annie. So I put it on and just start recording myself singing Annie in a way that's like extremely earnest and I'm like, well, maybe. It's a dark place. It's been a long time. I've been by myself. I'm trying my best. But the Annie's coming from a dark place. Then my friends and I end up, but that's kind of like, okay, origin story. The wig is there. Where do we take the wig? Yeah. Where's the wig going? So it's gotta go somewhere. It's gotta go somewhere because it's sitting in my closet and I miss her. And I her. The wig, obviously. But my friends and I are writing a show. It was like one of my very favorite things we've ever done. It was called, I almost said it's complicated, Misconnections. And so we're writing it, and each of us have scenes together that we're writing, but we have to write our solo piece. And I keep on trying things, and nothing's working. And I'm like, okay, I'm sitting in my room. I'm like, look around. What do you see? What can you make? And I'm like, I do have an Annie wig. but I can't do regular Annie. Like, we've got to take it to a different place.
Yeah.
So in my head, I go, okay, what's the opposite of child Annie? I say, maybe sexy Annie, okay? So what we do, instead of doing like classic Annie, I'm like, this Annie, she's down. She's in the streets, this Annie. She's just trying to get adopted. She's working. It's hard times. Child labor laws are around. So she starts from the back of the audit, and it's like, being an orphan. I don't know why I sound like Lawrence Fishburne and kind of approach having a little poem about being an orphan. Then I come to the front and do a cabaret song as Annie.
Oh,
I'm wearing a burlap sack with a deep V, heart necklace, because I do want to be accurate to the film, the Annie hair, and then if any of you did theater in your youth, the theater character shoes. So like a soft heel with a little buckle. And so did a cabaret song that
What were the lyrics to this song?
I'm trying to remember them. I think part of it was like, child labor laws don't exist. Like, it's really like hitting on all things. It's like, I'll keep your place clean. I've been working my whole life. Like, I've been living literally in a sewer. Like, but then making it like da 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 da. Chair work, audience work, it's strange. It's strange, but it works.
Okay.
And then at the end, Sexy Annie does this whole performance, this whole song, really turning up the heat. It was hot. And by that, I mean lukewarm at best, because again, a burlap sack and a short red wig. But then it ends and it's like single spotlight right here. And then I like all of a sudden like start acting like a kid again. And it's like, so I'm going to have to look at the camera for this. I think it's essential. So, what do you say? Will you be my mommy and daddy? And then lights out and everyone's just like, that is the grossest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I was like, okay, that feeling, I liked that.
That worked. That worked.
I was like, you want to hate it, but you're going to be kind of tapping your feet along.
Oh, you are.
To the cabaret hits of Sexy Annie.
I am dead. That is amazing.
I will. I don't know if there's a way I'll send you the picture, because it is like, I don't know who took this picture, but I'm on stage, like, praying, I believe, in the burlap sack, and there's like a red light behind, and I'm like, it ain't pretty, but it's real.
It ain't pretty, but
it's raw
it's real.
and it's real.
Where were you performing this? Because I've been listening to this the whole time, and I still don't know where you were.
It was, oh my gosh, it's a theater that closed. It was called The Crowd in Chicago.
Okay.
And it was kind of near Wrigley, and it was like this small indie theater. And we were like, we really want people to come. We're so excited. And it was like, I felt it was one of those things where we were so excited to make this. It was like the best thing. It was so fun. I was so tired, but it was just like, I don't care how tired I am. This was my favorite thing. And our friends came out, and some of them couldn't even see the stage because the space is so small, but they stayed the whole time.
That's
and like watched
amazing.
and listened, and like it was so cool. We really lucked out with the people like in the world that we were in.
That's amazing. The whole comedy side of things. I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, does some of the comedy come from like a place of hurt, like taking hurt and channeling it into something funny?
Yeah. I think not always. I think it's definitely a part of it. And if you talk to any comedian, you're going to see or feel that in different ways or different forms. But it's like, I grew up and I wasn't like the skinniest, and I wasn't XYZ, and I was louder, and I was this and I was that. But I felt always like a little bit different. But I'm like, I know one way to like get to know people and to make them like me and to meet them where they are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know I can make you laugh.
That's amazing.
So I think it comes from there. And then just through life, the more I did it, the more I really liked it.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times it's like, you hear a lot of people, this is not me, but a lot of people are like, well, I was bullied or I felt different or whatever, but the way I could find control was being funny.
Yeah.
And so I could make people like me and I could have fun. And so I think that's where it came from for me. And then the more I did it, the more I liked it. And so it was kind of I don't know what you would call it in general.
Would you say that comedy was like a healing thing for you?
I was about to say that. I was like, was it healing? I think, yes. I think find it, like, at the time was what I needed and was how I was able to, like, feel like myself and feel accepted and feel all these things and feel looked at in a way that I liked.
Yeah.
But as you get older, it's like, oh, maybe, yes, part of that is me because this is who I am. But maybe parts of that were kind of not even healing, but it was just like a defense mechanism. Yeah. It was like a way in, and it's something that I love, and it is part of me. But the older you get, it's like, oh, I think parts of that was like, okay, I can make you like me. I can make you love me.
Yeah.
And that's a way in.
And you spoke to just about, in a short way, like body image, just how, and the only reason I ask that is because, like, I've been through kind of a journey of that myself. Yeah. And it's the craziest thing how, like, you can see something and someone else sees something totally different.
Yeah. I think it was that thing of, like, and my sister, and Erin knows my sister, she's so beautiful and kind and lovely and all these things, and I felt like the chunkier sister, and I was like, you know, that was that. I can make people laugh and I'll make them like me that way. And I think it's growing up and not feeling like the one who people have crushes on. Mm-hmm. Or I feel like a lot of times I felt like I don't know, how is it best said? I felt like the funny friend. It's like you're like my little sister. And I was like, okay.
Okay, not really what I wanted to be.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not your gorgeous. I'm not your gorgeous conquest. And they're like, not so much. But which sucked. I mean, it's weird to be like, I just want you to like me. I just want you to see me that way and feel that or whatever. But I
also think it takes finding the right person.
It totally does.
Like, it takes finding the right person to see you for what you are.
Yeah.
And not what you try to be, if that makes sense.
Well, and even, like, I don't know if you felt this because you said you've had, like, body image stuff, but, like, looking back at pictures, I'm like, you're the cutest little thing I've ever, like, I just wish that I could have, my adult self, been there and be like, okay, you're cute as hell.
Yeah.
You're funny. You're fun. People, like.
Well, see, I had a therapist once tell me, they were like, find a picture of you as a kid. Like, find your favorite picture of you as a kid. And I found it, and they were like, print it off, put it on your mirror, and when you go to look in the mirror in the mornings and say something really crappy about yourself, look at that little girl and try saying it to her.
Ugh. I've heard that, and every time I think about it, I'm like, that is rough.
Yeah. This episode of Unlocked is brought to you by BetterHelp. You guys know I am obsessed with all things that pertain to mental health and just our well-being in general. And that's why I absolutely love BetterHelp. BetterHelp gives me the opportunity to speak with a licensed therapist in a matter of no time. The past 6 months of my life, let's just say my life's kind of gone up in smoke. And it's been hard to make sense of it all, but that is where BetterHelp has come into play. BetterHelp has given me someone to talk to and someone to ask the hard questions to, and it's given me someone to help me understand the things I just can't grasp. Also, therapy is great for helping you to learn positive coping skills, and it helps you to learn how to set some boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself, and it isn't just those who've experienced major trauma. This is a great tool to help you just understand the everyday. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Savannah today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Savannah. SAVANNAH. Want to smell better? Naked? Let's face it, our underarms aren't the only place we have odor. That's why I'm excited to tell you about Lumi whole body deodorants for pits, privates, and beyond. If you guys have been following me on social media, you know we have been going through quite the puberty journey in our household. And, well, one day, Chloe just smelled a little too strong for anyone's liking. So we had the talk and we started searching for the deodorant that would fit best for her. And, well, she was ecstatic over this process, to say the least. She was so excited to try all the deodorants. And we landed on Lumi. Why is that? Well, Lumi is uniquely formulated. It is a pH-balanced deodorant. It's aluminum-free, skin-safe, and clinically proven to control odor for up to 74 hours. I mean, blocks odor all day and controls odor for up to 72 hours. That is absolutely amazing. It's aluminum-free, baking soda-free, and paraben-free, while also being pH balanced. It is absolutely amazing. Lumi also has a starter pack, and it is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like a mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get $5 off a Lumi starter pack with code UNLOCKED at LumiDeodorant.com. That equates to over 40% off of your starter pack when you visit LumiDeodorant.com and use code UNLOCKED. Because you would never.
No.
You would never.
And you would never say that to your friend. I'm like, my friends are like, I'm obsessed with my friends. I love my friends. I feel very lucky to have them. But like, they're even, because I'm like wanting to lift them up and do all this stuff. And one of my very best friends was like, if you had a friend who talked to you the way that you talk to you, you wouldn't be friends with them anymore. And I was like, oh, that makes me want to throw up.
Yeah.
Like, that was not what, because you just don't, you get so in your own mind about it.
Well, and in today's day and age, like I say, I have a love-hate relationship with social media. Mm-hmm. Like, I love Instagram because, like, I make no bones about it. I make good money off of it. I love the fact that I can connect with people that I may never have connected with in the real world. Like, people are so accessible, and that's good, but also bad at the same time. But I've stopped really, like, scrolling, if that makes sense. Like, I just kind of use it to connect. Like, I'll respond to people's comments under my photos but there's so much comparison that happens. And like in therapy, I was told like comparison is the thief of all joy. Yeah. So I just think like you see all these girls that have like rockin' bodies and like posting half naked and guys like, oh my God.
And I'm in Italy again this year. I'm like, how did you go once?
I want your job.
Yeah. I want your job. What do you do? How's it working? How are you funded? But it's also that thing. And then, people pull back and go, oh, here's a picture of me. I'm in Santorini or whatever. Yeah. I was at my absolute saddest. Mm-hmm. I felt so, and you look at them and they look so happy and everything is so great, but it's a highlight reel. It's not real.
No, it's not. Because that's the thing. I've been at times to where it's like life has sucked, and I even say like in past relationships, like I remember like being at each other's throats and then the other person posting a photo and being like, oh my God, love you so much. And I'm like, oh, really? Is that what's happening right now?
Hot take, because I don't particularly like you right now.
Exactly. And so it's so crazy how fake it can be and like just putting out an image that's not really like a narrative that's not true. And so it's like that love-hate relationship with social media, but it also has a huge effect on your mental health. Yeah. And just comments from people. And I'm like, I know when people listen to this podcast, they're going to be like, oh, you struggle with body image issues. Oh, I can see it so much. But again, it goes back to what you see. Yeah. And like, there was a point in time to where I was like 30 pounds less than what I weigh now. Mm-hmm. So like 5'8", 108 to 110 pounds. And I was so unhealthy. Like I would work out twice a day, eat once a day. And like when I say workout, like hardcore workouts. And I would not go to bed until I walked at least 5 miles. Like would not do it. And all of that came from, I think, growing up on TV. And then also some anxiety, depression, and trying to find a way to cope with it. And that was the only thing I knew. And I just thought, like, I remember during that time, it was like Kardashians, super big. Yeah. And you saw just how much people like praised them and their bodies. And you compare yourself to that and you're like, okay, if I want to be successful, I gotta, I gotta be this, I have to be that. And I just got so wrapped up in it. Mm-hmm. And even now, like being 30 pounds heavier, I was diagnosed with endometriosis. I was on a bunch of medication. Yeah. And I gained like 30, 40 pounds in 3 months. And I was like hardcore working out with a trainer, eating as healthy as I've ever eaten in my entire life. Mm-hmm. And still nothing changed. And I just remember it being so defeating. And it's like looking in a mirror and being like, oh, like there was a point in time where I was like, okay, if I can grab it, it shouldn't be there.
Shit.
Yeah. And I was like,
sorry.
I know.
That hurts my feelings and it didn't even happen to me. Fuck. Oh, excuse me.
No. But
Shoot.
you get what, like, there comes a point and it's so sad because in that moment, that's when my therapist was like, Savannah, would you say that to like your younger self? And I was like, no, I would never. I would never.
No, you wouldn't say it to anybody.
No. And I was in a relationship with someone, and I remember, and I don't know why it left such a lasting impression on me. Yeah. And they were like, you should like do more squats. Like, like I'm really like a butt guy. You should do more squats. And I was like, okay, I guess I gotta. And that was like, it leaves you're like, oh shit, so something's wrong with me. If I don't fix this, you're going to leave.
And then isn't the craziest thing, like as you get older, and my friend is so big about, she says, you did as best as you could with what you knew, but now that you know better, you do better.
Yes.
But like, I'm sure if someone said that to you now, it's like, oh, okay, Bradley, work through that. Maybe you should check out that behind because we're worried. Maybe work on your own stuff and don't put it on me. Like, you don't accept that behavior towards you.
No, now I would be like, okay, like.
That's good for you.
Good for you. Maybe you should go work on everything else you got going on. Or go find someone else who's got your exact package, please. Yeah. And it just has left such a lasting stuff like that. People don't realize. And then like you nitpick and you like, I remember in high school, the nickname for me was Thunder Thighs. That was the nickname for me through like some of the older guys. And I was like, so I've always been so self-conscious like about my thighs. And it's crazy how stuff like that leaves such a lasting impression.
Well, that's the thing. One person says it, and it was such a passing comment, like literally 16 years ago, and you're like, I remember verbatim what you said to me.
Isn't that crazy?
And like they were like, I never said that. It's like, no.
No, you did. Trust me. It left such an impression that you did. I could like have it tattooed on me. It's that permanent. Jeez. I know.
I wonder, and you were saying something earlier, and it like made me think about this, just about you having like, because I obviously did not grow up on TV.
Yeah.
Like it's a different world. It's a different life experience. Mm-hmm. And you're like, I'm dealing with all this stuff in my own right, which is hard being a teenage girl or a young girl, period. Yeah. But then put a camera and they're like, but only talk about the good stuff. What did that feel like to you, like inside, having someone say that?
Well, I think being at such a pivotal point in your life, like being a teenager is hard enough as it is. Yeah. And like trying to figure out who you are and what you're going to become and all these things. But then you're placed on TV and it's like, I'm going to tell you what you're going to be. And you like live two separate lives. Like I literally feel like it's like a multiple personality disorder, because you feel one way like privately and then another way publicly. You just have to kind of be funny and it doesn't matter. You could be crying in the other room and then the moment the cameras turn on, it's like, oh, cut it off. We're going to walk out laughing. And that's the hard part.
Did it make you mad? Like, I just wonder, like, having to just be like, oh, and then, okay, so, mom and dad, whatever it was.
You feel crazy.
Were you so mad?
Yes.
Like, even behind closed doors, it's like, why can't I, like, and maybe if you couldn't at the time speak to that, was it just like, why can't I ever feel what I need to feel fully?
It definitely, the older I got, the bigger that feeling got.
Yeah.
So because I think I had the intellect to like understand it, that feeling, because obviously at 15, you're like, oh, I'm on TV. Like I'm hot shit. I'm all these things. And then when life really starts to hit, you're like, okay, this isn't who I am. Like this isn't who I want to be. But it's so easy to get wrapped up in the money and in the opportunity that's been presented that you're just like, all right, well, this is just what my job is. This is what I have to do. And now I feel like finally at 25, like I'm just figuring out who I am.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Because like I feel like I was on TV for 10 years and you would think I would have like the biggest voice. But now I'm just finding my voice because I was never really allowed to have it then.
Do you even today, like, feel, even when you're by yourself or not in a cameras on moment, are you like, do you sometimes feel that moment of, oh, I can't feel this right now? Like, I'm not allowed to feel this, or this is too big, or it's too ugly, or it's not, like, enough XYZ?
I think I have mastered the art of compartmentalizing. Mastered it. Erin and I have talked about this a gazillion times. I just have the ability. And, like, even guys that I've dated, they're like, what the hell? Like, how do you, like, your whole life's falling apart and you're crying. But then you walk out and, like, you have to do business. And you're like, hey, how are you? I'm so great. But meanwhile, like, everything else behind you is a complete disaster. So I've just mastered the art of compartmentalizing.
Let's call it a coping skill and not an art.
Okay.
A coping mechanism.
Okay. Yeah. I have mastered.
I'm going to call it a coping mechanism.
Yeah. I have mastered the coping mechanism of compartmentalizing.
Okay, well, I guess this is the question. Because we got to talk about this earlier about like what you want this podcast to be and where it's going and who you want to be and how you want to show up. Are you, of course, there has to be some sense of that that's still there. That you're still doing that, which might just be, I don't even know, might be part of it. But are you trying to show up in a way that that's not the case? Like where you don't have to lean on that coping mechanism?
Yes, for sure. I think that's been the greatest gift of this podcast is I have the ability to just show up however I am. Like I remember doing a podcast one day and I was like, I really don't want to be here today. But guess what? I got to put out an episode. Yeah. So it's going to be a struggle today, but let's talk through it. So it's given me the opportunity to be vulnerable and to just show up however I am. And I think I just want to create a space, a safe space for like guests and people to come on to just show up however they are.
Yeah.
Show up however you are. If you say something and later on you're like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have said that. Text me, call me, and say, hey, I really wish I wouldn't have said that. Will you take that out? That's how I want to run things, just because I want people to feel safe. And I never want to be the reason someone gets hurt.
Yeah.
You know, so putting out something that could be detrimental to them, just because it's going to get clicks, it's not worth it to me. And that's where I don't think a lot of podcasts do, you know, it's like you want that soundbite, you want that thing that's going to go viral.
Yeah.
But to me, I know that it may take a little longer for this to be insanely successful, but I would rather it take longer and do it the right way than treat people shitty and get to the top faster. This episode of Unlocked is brought to you by Viator. For those of you that have not heard of Viator, your life is about to be changed. Viator has over 300,000 bookable travel experiences in over 190 countries. They offer everything from simple tours to extreme adventures and all the interesting stuff in between. Viator is the go-to place to go to book memorable travel experiences. I personally just booked a super fun experience here in Nashville, and it was a game changer. This experience was the Nashville Craft Cocktail and Fine Dining Tour. I absolutely loved it. If you know me, you know I love food. This tour was unbelievable. I mean, from the moment you arrive, you're transported to a world of luxury and sophistication, and you get to indulge in 5 one-of-a-kind cocktails, and they're each perfectly paired with delectable bites that will leave your taste buds dancing. You start off at the Hermitage Hotel, and then you end at the 21C Museum Hotel, and that hotel was amazing. The artwork is phenomenal, and the drinks, well, absolutely amazing. So I hope that you guys hop on this Viator train with me. Download the Viator app now and use code Viator10 for 10% off your first booking. One app, over 300,000 experiences you'll remember. Do more with Viator. Download the Viator app now and use code Viator10 for 10% off your first booking.
Well, yeah, it's like you can do it in a way. And that's the thing. Like, even since I've been here, you see people where it's like on both sides of the business that they're like, I'll do what I have to do to get where I'm going. And it's like, okay, that's what you choose to do. You're not going to change. You're not going to change.
No.
But like, that's not worth it to me. And that's not how I want to live. And like, even like you said, even if it takes longer, even if it looks differently, I don't want to like have a wake of people behind me. Like, I want to work with people that I like working with and are smart and funny and creative, and we have fun together, and it's not forced or you're trying to climb on the back of someone or anything like that. It's just like, you like doing it, you like the people that you're with, and so that's who you're working with. And
exactly,
you don't need to have bodies in your wake.
No. And that's the thing that's like, Erin and I have been very upfront about it. Like, any guest, we're like, hey, we want you to feel comfortable, whatever, however you want to navigate this, it's on your terms. Just because, I also don't have the right to expose someone else's story before they're ready to. So I'm like, whatever you're comfortable with is what we'll speak about. But it is so easy. You had spoken about, like, some people just do it for the money. Like, they see that, this is going to get you this is going to get you famous. This is going to get you the most money. And I remember I had just turned 18. And keep in mind, Kylie Jenner and I are a day apart. 1 day apart. So I look at her success and I look at my success and I'm like, not near as successful as that. Like, it's so easy to compare. And I remember Playboy reached out to me right after my 18th birthday and was like, we would love to have you, like, all this stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. Holy shit. Okay. I was like, I knew I would never do it, but it's so easy to get tempted by things that you do not believe in and that don't follow your core values and beliefs because of the notoriety or the money that it could bring you. Yeah. Which is really, that's like a true test to, I feel like, who someone is when you're able to look at something that would bring money and fame and you're like, but that doesn't really align with my core values and beliefs, so I'm going to have to say no. And I just remember, though, at 18, and you're like, oh, God, Playboy, all the guys are going to think I'm this, that, the other. And, two, I was also going through my own. I feel like at that point in time, that was the first time I, like, had addressed any trauma in my life. Okay. Because I was never able to through the show, stuff like that. So I feel like really at 18, like, everything hit me all at once. And I was going through such an identity crisis with zero respect for myself. So it was so easy to potentially fall into that. And truth be told, if it wasn't for my parents, I probably would have. Like, I probably would have done it. Yeah. If I knew that my father wouldn't absolutely just murder me, then I probably would have done it, and that's the sad part looking back, and which I'm grateful for my parents being the way that they were and super strict, and because I know it came from a place of love. Yeah. Like, now as an adult, it's like, okay, I may have like really disliked you in the moment, but as an adult, I'm so thankful for it. Yeah. Because they say no to the things that you can't tell why it's no. Yeah. And my thing is also, for some people, if that's how you got there, if that's how you got there and that's how you get there and it works for you and you feel good about it, I'm not going to yuck your yum. No. Like, What did you just say?
I'm not gonna. It's like you don't want to yuck someone's yum. You're like, oh, that's disgusting. If it works for them, it's working for them.
Yes.
That's gravy. Like, but that's their thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, if that's how you're gonna get where you're going, that's how you're gonna get where you're going, and it's not my business to like condemn it or whatever.
No.
I might not do it. It might not be my thing. But like having that and being like, you know what? And yes, sometimes you're like, okay, it's a bit shit, and you know it's a bit shit.
Yeah.
Like, let's not. But like sometimes that's just what the situation is, and you can go, not me, good for you, and go on your own merry way.
Exactly. And I think it's fine. And that's the thing I feel like in today's society is it's hard for people to feel like they're allowed to have an opinion at times, or just I guess it ranges. I guess they're about to fly straight into us.
They could be landing. That could be my helicopter. I'm sorry. I forgot to say I'm wealthy, so I'm really just killing it. So that I'll tell him to circle the block.
Thank you. Very kind of you. You're welcome. No, I feel like depending on what your viewpoints are, you feel like you can't really state your opinion in today's day and age because you'll get canceled, this, that, and the other. And I was talking to someone last night just about like non-negotiables. Because I feel like it's so easy to change your opinions and beliefs just to be accepted by someone or just to be in relationship with someone.
Yeah.
And I had a therapist once tell me, Savannah, write down like your non-negotiables for a relationship. And
is that just like
relationship,
romantic
friendship,
or friendship?
Yeah,
okay.
But at that point in my life, it was about the romantic side of things. But then I started thinking and I was like, wow, it's actually true. Like how many times have I changed my core values and beliefs just to bend so this person can fit in to my life?
Or so they're not uncomfortable at all.
Yes.
I don't know if I lately am like, oh, people pleaser, girl, you're doing it for real. I just thought, I was like, well, I don't want people to feel uncomfortable, and I don't want, like, I felt this way. I don't want them to feel that way. I want to make sure, and I'm definitely like, even when my friends come over, I'm like, hey, that pillow that's behind you, we're feeling good about that. Or you've kind of had a long day. I'll be drawing you a bath, yes? And they're like, stop offering a bath to me.
Stop
and
offering a bath.
If that's a boundary, hearing it. But if you sometime will want that bath, I just want to make sure we're kind of tapping in and checking on that to see if the bath need is there. But I'm like, sometimes they're like, I'm just happy to be here with you. Yeah. Can we just sit? And I think it's a testament also, and I'm sure you feel this, like different levels of friends where you're around some and you can just like be.
Yes.
Whatever that is, whether it's ugly or pretty or
just sit in silence.
Silent or weird, whatever it is, you can just be wherever you are. And I feel like that to me is a big testament. I'm like, okay, I know you're like my people when I can just, you don't have to put on or be anything to be with that person. And
100%. So I'm going to get like into it. Are you, first, how old are you?
I'm 28.
28? You're only 28? You seem so much more mature.
You said 25 and I'm like.
You seem so much more mature. I don't know.
You.
I love it. So are you dating anyone? How is dating in LA?
I am dating someone and it's not because everyone was like, oh, you're going to LA? Good luck, queen. And I'm like, okay. like dating is so much worse than you can imagine. And I was like, there were some dark times in Chicago. Like, I don't know. And it's that thing where you go, I'm glad that I have a sense of humor because this is so bad that it's hurting my bones type dating situations. But I studied abroad and met him, and we were both from Memphis and didn't know each other. And we meet on the boat and it's kind of like, oh, hi, I'm Hannah. And we introduce each other and it's like, oh, where are you from? And he goes, Memphis. And I go, you're shitting me. And he's like, okay, you're a stranger? No, why? And I go, because I'm from Memphis. And he goes, you're shitting me. And I go, no, I'm not. So we were like marginally friends. He had and I totally recognize I did semester at sea. It is the craziest experience. Like, I don't know how it happened. It was magical. I feel like so beyond lucky. But I did that, and that's where we met, and we kind of rolled with two different groups. He was like the cool kids who were like staying at a fabulous resort in Morocco, and I was like, listen, we handled things differently when we were in Morocco. I slept in a Berber camp in the Sahara Desert.
You know what?
It's like it's a tribe in the Sahara Desert in Morocco, and we like stayed in these tents and climbed up the dunes and watched the sunrise. It was the most magical thing. But we rode camels in and out, and I put my phone in one of the flaps, not of the actual camel, of the blanket on the camel's back. Well, then I realized, forgot my phone. I said, I'm in Morocco. I need to get that phone. So I try to talk to the guy at the front desk, but he only speaks Moroccan and Spanish. And I have some Spanish. And so I'm like speaking to him in Spanish. There were like 6 people who brought the group of camels in. So we're trying to figure out we're piecing together pictures of who maybe had the camel that I was riding. So then our tour guide hops on the back of a motorcycle because we kind of figure out which camel camp this camel came from.
No.
And he races and goes and finds the phone on the back of the camel.
No.
So it was like a very different speed. It was so.
So while you were doing all of this, what was he doing?
They were living right. They were living lavish. They were having so much fun. They're in like the bazaar and the markets and everything, and they had such a good time, but we just weren't that close. It was like he was kind of more of a cool kid than me. But we knew each other through. So I went to Mississippi State, but I'm like, I love performing. I miss it so much. Ended up on the boat. Someone did a coffee house thing.
Yeah.
And they did the first one, and I was like, listen, I loved this. I'm so excited by this. I was like, if you ever don't want to host this, I'd love to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And she was like, thank God, I hate doing it, please. So we did it the next week, and so many people came that we had to go to the main stage. And so on that whole trip, I just, as much as I could, was performing. Like, any way I could. I was on stage every week, like, doing whatever I could. Singing, we did sketches, we did, like, stand-up, and then I just emceed everything. And so I think it kind of was this thing of, like, it relit that fire for, like, put me on a stage. Oh, I love it. It's like so good and so fun. But he also did some performing. So we like knew each other, and we had some like late night heart-to-heart talks and all this, but we weren't very close. And then we didn't see each other for 6 years. And then COVID hit, and he was home, and I maybe commented on something, and he's like, oh my gosh, yeah, are you in Memphis? Like, let's grab a drink. And I was like, oh yeah, sure. Like, we'll do that. We'll grab a drink, whatever. And it's like, I haven't seen you in 6 years. We weren't that close. Like,
Yeah.
it just didn't end up happening. And there's a disease just running rampant around. Like, it didn't end up happening. Then I go back to Chicago, and he posts a picture of this house, and I go, okay, stalker. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, that's a house in my parents' neighborhood. And he
No
goes,
way.
I don't know. I just like this house. And I was like, that's straight up in my parents' neighborhood. I can't believe it. Then we end up, he's like, well, are you in town? Let's grab a drink. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm back in Chicago, but like, we'll do it when I'm back in town.
Yeah.
And then when I decide to move to LA, I'm home for the holidays before I move out here. And I guess I post something. He's like, we're getting drinks now. Like, we're doing it. And I'm like, okay. Night of, I'd found out, the whole saga of me, apartments not working out.
Yes.
One of those had happened that day, and then we were trying to sign on something else. Like, I was like, I don't really want to go. I don't know him that well. It's been 6 years, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, you said you would go, you go. So I walk up, and he's like standing outside, and he like turns around. I'm walking up, and I'm like, time's been good to you. Time's been good. We're like it, fine wine. We're liking how this is looking. We're liking the approach. And we like sit down, and I get like 2 espresso martinis in me. And it's just so easy and fun. And we're like, this is not a date. We're just catching up.
Yeah.
This is not a date. And then what did I say? I was like, what's funny? He's like, what? I said, I honestly, like, sometimes on Sister C, I thought maybe I'd be talking to you. You're like looking around. Maybe you're too cool for school. I'm just saying this, like, we're kids.
Yeah.
Man. Like, it's just something that I thought was funny. And he went, did you really think that? And I was like, yeah. It's that thing where someone like slows down and is like, did you really think that? I go, yeah. And he goes, no, I just got nervous around you. I've never seen, he literally said this off the cuff. He's like, I've never seen anyone fill up the room the way that you do.
Oh.
And I was like, what is going on? I was like, it just kind of stopped me in my tracks.
Yeah.
And then we talked about New York and talked about home and talked about all this stuff. And then he goes, you said you're about to leave. Where are you going next? And I go, well, I know I've been talking about New York for 50 minutes straight, but like I'm actually moving out to LA in January. He goes, you're shitting me. I go, no, why? He goes, because I'm moving to LA in January.
What?
It's kind of like insane how it worked out. And I ended up moving in February and he ended up moving in May. But it was just like after all this time of not seeing each other, like, and all the almost misses, and then it finally works out, and then we're moving to the same place at the same time.
That's insane.
It was like, this is a little oogie. I couldn't believe it. It's that thing where you don't really know what's supposed to happen or how it's going to work out, but it's like you trust that if you show up and you're a good person and you're yourself and you work hard, and that obviously doesn't apply in a romantic relationship. Sometimes that's work, but
well, it kind of, but it does, because like I feel like one of the biggest things in this generation is like, oh, it should be easy. It should be easy. If it's not easy, oh my God. And I'm like, no, a relationship is hard work. Like, it's not always going to be great. You go through ebbs and flows. There are going to be points in time in your relationship to where it sucks.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks, but you know, hey, I love this person. I'm in love with this person. We just got to fix it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I feel like, and I've had this conversation tons of times before, is people are just like, oh, well, if it doesn't work out, it's fine. We can just get divorced. Like, it's fine. And I'm like, no. That should never be an option.
Well, you should be thoughtful about it. And like things happen and sometimes things don't work out.
And sometimes that is the only answer. Like I've said, if it's not for like, I get it in circumstances of like infidelity or abuse, things like that. Yeah, divorce their ass. Like, bye. Mm-hmm. But I don't feel like there's anything else really that you can't not work through.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. But then I also think too, marriage at a young age.
Think about who you were at 18. Think about even 15 to 18.
Yeah.
18 to 20, 20 to 23, 23 to 25, 27, 28. It's like, I feel like I'm a different, I mean, I'm still myself, but I'm like, I know so much more. I'm willing to accept less things that are not good for me. And I want more, like, you just kind of adjust and find out what's important, what's not important.
Yeah. One of my best friends, when I got engaged, it wasn't that she wasn't
Did you get
happy
married?
for me. No, I got engaged and then called it off. And then we continued dating for 3 years after.
How old were you?
I got engaged. Aaron, I'm so bad at this. When did we decide that happened? 2019. No, that was 2018. That's 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 20. Because we spent my 21st birthday in the Bahamas.
You were engaged when you were 20?
Christmas Eve in 2019 broke it off April of 2020. Does that sound right?
Hold on.
She's Googling herself.
When
I wish I could do that.
we called off our engagement around September of 2020.
I hope this is on a diagram of a timeline.
Well, it literally, I mean, okay. So, well, one article says,
Okay.
I think we got engaged December of 2018.
Okay.
That's what I drew.
I know. That's what you just
Is
said.
it Christmas?
So, and that's the thing too. Do not ever, men, if you are listening to me, do not ruin a holiday by taking the easy way out and getting engaged. Because if it doesn't work out, you've ruined my holiday.
Okay. I see what you mean.
And too, like, because then a lot of times too, it's like, oh, you got a ring, so I really don't have to get you a Christmas gift. You know, like, no, sir, you are
both and, my friend.
Don't do it. And too, it does, because I will say, like, Christmas Eve has like now there's a little bit of like a bitterness to it. looking back on it, like, I think we both realized, like, everything about it was wrong. Like, how the engagement happened. It was filmed. It was too, like, not personal. But, yeah, just I advise, do not get engaged on a holiday.
I will say, so one of my, like, soul sister best friends got engaged last weekend.
Okay.
And, like, she said adamantly to him, she's like, I do not want something where you engage or we get engaged and people are like,
yes,
like out of the bushes. She's like, I want this to be something that's for us and about us. And he kind of filled me in on what was happening. And like, it was the sweetest thing ever. But I think there was something to, and my sister got engaged the same way. I think there's something, I do like the idea of getting to celebrate after, but I think the idea of having that moment where it's just about you two and it's like, this is what I wanted and needed to say to you and I love you so much and I want us to share our life and whatever, having that where it's just you two.
Yes. See, and that's what I've said. It's like next go round, second engagement, I was like, it just needs to be like you and I, and not with my ex-fiance, I'm just saying like in general. Anyone I get engaged to. It needs to be like me and that person in a true, intimate, heartfelt moment. And then like if you want to like have a surprise party after, let's do it. I am down for it. I am down to meet up with all my friends and family. But like in that moment, it just needs to be you and I.
Yeah.
Because frankly, the whole wedding process, I feel like, is about everyone else in a way. Now, I don't think my wedding will be because we know I don't have a problem making something about me. So
we'll take it.
We'll take it.
We'll take it. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. But I don't, just the whole, so I was engaged. That was your question. You asked me if I was married. No, I didn't make it to marriage, but I made it to getting engaged.
But I think you were like, okay, this isn't working for whatever reason. And we're like,
yes, but
I can't do this, but thank God you did that instead of being like, this doesn't feel right.
Yes.
But I'm going to do it because I think I have to, or.
And it was very easy, and I remember where I was going with that, but first, it would have been very easy to fall into that trap because right after we got engaged, production company, everyone wanted to do a completely different show, like a spinoff show of just a wedding special. Because it was going to be like this huge wedding and, I wanted to fly to Dubai and get my wedding dress and stuff like that. So the network, they were all like pushing for it. When's wedding date? When's wedding date? And I finally just had to be like, whoa, like hold up. I can't do this. Yeah. Like it would have been very easy to fall into it because the money and all of that. But then I was like, I can't do this. And I remember one of my best friends, Blaine, when I got engaged, it wasn't that she wasn't happy for me. She was just like, Savannah, I really hope you realize how much you will change from the time that you're 20 to 25, 25 to 30. She was like, you are going to be completely different people. And not that it's not possible to grow together, but a lot of times you do grow in different directions.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, like I know, like we're going to be fine. But in the back of my mind, I knew.
That's a good friend because that is not something, sometimes they're a true friend because that sucks to hear. It's like, I wanted you to be here with me and excited about this. But your friend was just like, listen, if it's real and it's that true, won't it be the same? Won't you feel the same in 5 years?
Yes. And she also was just like, hey, I'm with you no matter what.
Yeah.
If you're in this, we're in this. If you're not in this, we're not in this. She was like, but I just have to like tell you what's on my heart. And like for that, I respected that 110% because you have to take into consideration those things. And I couldn't imagine like if I would have gotten married that young, I probably would have had one divorce under my belt by now.
It's like, it's just it's that, okay.
Southern way.
Well, of course, like
get
when
married,
I was in college,
have kids.
people are engaged and are like, I graduate in May and I'm getting married in June. And I'm like, what? I was like, I'm nervous about what I'm going to cook myself for dinner tonight. And you're planning a wedding and doing your capstone class. And I go, more power to you. Love that for you. So
more
excited.
power to you.
But like, it's just so fast. And I'm like, we are lucky enough to have the time. And again, we're back to not going to yuck your yum. If that's what you want and that's what you need and it works, hell yeah and hallelujah.
Good for you. Because part of me, I will say, part of me does wish I had that like want to settle down right now and have kids and do all these things. Like I crave that sense of normalcy.
Yeah.
I crave it. Like I can't wait for the day to where it's like, all right, I have a husband, I have kids, I get to like do all these family oriented things. But I know like I'm not there yet.
Yeah. And I think even more than anything else, just because you don't have those things right now doesn't mean they won't happen.
Yeah.
I just think life is long. And like you said, relationships aren't always easy and things won't always look how they do in that one moment. But it's like, you want to go through those things with the right person. And I feel like waiting until that right person is there is worth it. 100%. Which is hard when it's like, when does that land?
And it's hard, I feel like, as a woman to not be made to feel guilty for not following the traditional path.
Yeah.
You know, like putting your career first and putting all these other things first. And then it's like, but you do know, like, and it's funny because my grandmother, I mean, she's 78 years old. She's from the South. So she's like, you need to get married. You need to have kids. I don't know why you're wasting so much time, you know? And, but that's the Southern way. Like, and the time she grew up, like people were getting married at 16, you know? So it was just a completely different way of life. So it's hard to not feel like, oh shit, I'm running out of time. Which is crazy to say at 25, like, oh, I'm running out of time. But I think it's just that Southern way of living that's kind of instilled that thought.
I think what helped me, and I think you're getting, like, because when you're around people that are like, you're late, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. It's like, okay, but then you go talk to someone else in a different place and they're like, oh my God. You're nothing more than you gorgeous infant. Like, you're just figuring it out. There's so much to do. There's so much, whatever it is. And like timelines work how they work. But it's like, I think doing something so it's on someone else's timeline, while it might feel like, ooh, I did it, you're the one who has to live it.
You have to suffer from it. And that was my biggest thing, was when I got engaged. I was like, all right, I'm going to be like married by the time I'm 21, 22, have my first kid by the time I'm 23. Like, that was my timeline. So I was like, all right, I've got to meet the timeline. And when you get so wrapped up in a timeline, now I think I'm like, oh my God, if I would have had a kid at 23, like I would have a 2-year-old right now.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Just hanging around probably right here.
Literally. Yeah, literally. Like, it's crazy to think.
It is. Don't you remember when you were little and it was like, okay, guys, I'm just kind of looking down the pipeline of my life. You're in 2nd grade. It's like slow your roll, girl. But you're like, yeah, I mean, I guess I'll probably like go live in the city. And then like when I'm 25, you know, that's when you lock things down because you're an adult now. And then you have kids and you have a house because you can buy a house. And I'm like, listen, I was wrong. I overshot because I think you think, okay, you reach this age and now I feel
you're supposed to have it all figured out and settled down. And
it's like, yes, you are more settled in and have more figured out. But I think we were like raised to think like parents have got it all figured out. Everyone's got it all figured out. It's like, come to find out, nobody really knows what's going on. And we're all trying our best to figure it out.
Yes.
And so it's weird to be at the age where you thought, oh, well, this is where you literally have it going. You're rocking with it. You're buying a house. You're doing all this stuff. And I'm like, listen, I'm renting an apartment. I know what I'm cooking for dinner tonight. I've got great friends. And I'm like working on my career. And like, that's good. Like, at least I'm being authentic and real to myself and where I'm at in my life instead of forcing it for someone else.
That's amazing.
I think I felt at this, like, what do I even do? Because there were so many roadblocks that I'm like, well, is it so hard because it's wrong? Like, it's that thing. Because everyone goes, when it's right, it's easy. And I'm like, sometimes it's not.
No.
And sometimes you have to, like, look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I am willing to be uncomfortable. I'm willing to sacrifice X, Y, Z. Like, fill in the blanks. That's whatever. That's your thing. But, like, I am willing to do this because, like, and I know we talked about this a lot. It's literally a quote from a Will Ferrell commencement speech, I think at USC, but I think about it all the time. And he said he graduated school and he wasn't sure what he wanted to do, but he said, I think I realized that the fear of what if I fail was never greater than the fear of what if. Which that is not my quote. It is so good that I'm like, ugh. But it's like, I would rather like fail and fall on my ass.
Yes.
Than be like, wake up and I'm 65 years old and I go, I didn't do it because it was hard. I didn't do it because I was scared. I didn't do it because nothing seemed to be sticking.
I would say some of the most fulfilling things are the things that took the longest to get to or the bumpier road to get to.
Yeah.
And I say right now in my life, like, it's so weird. I mean, I hate my family circumstances right now, but also this road has led me to a life that's going to be so much more fulfilling and impactful that I'm like, you know what? That's why it's happening.
Yeah.
You know, so you look at stuff and you're like, okay, it's going to be tough, but I like the challenge. And I know this is going to be way more fulfilling than if I would just be sitting here feeling sorry for myself, sulking.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. And I'm hard-headed, though. So if someone's like, you can't do something, I'm like, watch me.
Watch me.
Literally.
I'd love for you to watch me. I think, like, and also, you're like, and sometimes I like the challenge. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes it sucks. And I'm like, I wish it was easier. And I wish it was, or I wish the X, Y, Z. But it's like, but if all of that hadn't happened how it had happened, like, I wouldn't be here. Like, we wouldn't be friends. Like, this wouldn't be all this stuff. So it's like, it might be harder and it might be the longer path, but like, it made you who you were, and it might suck sometimes, but it's like, I know where I'm going and I trust that I'll get there I'll get where I'm going, even if it doesn't end up looking like how you thought it would.
100%. You know what, Hannah? Thank you for being a team player, stepping up, making this episode possible. Since I guess I got stood up.
Not by me.
Not by you.
I unstood you up. I want you to know that. And I mean it big time.
You unstood me up.
Thank you.